Welcome to Tuttle Talk, a part of the Real Estate Radio Network. And now, live in studio, offering you a fresh perspective. He's your local real estate and finance expert. He's part of the Common Sense Party, and he's committed to teaching you how to win in any market. Your host, Andy Tuttle.
Good afternoon and welcome to Tuttle Talk on the Real Estate Radio Network, where we teach you what the rich and the banks do, not what they tell you to do, and where we dispel the misconceptions of financial wellness and the local real estate market and show you how following a few key principles really can free you up to focus on the other important areas of your life, like your friends, your family, and the community. It's the most important hour of radio every Sunday right here on 660 AM The Answer at 3 p.m. in the great state of Texas. I am your host, Andy Tuttle. Thank you so much for joining me. Really want to pack this show for you today. Our special guest today, Steve Wingard over at Nexus Advisors, LLC. He is a certified family business specialist, a financial advisor, and a partner of the firm. And he really has a good grasp on what's going on in the market today and what are some key strategies, what are some of the problems, and what are some of the strategies to solve those problems to help you maintain your wealth. And I've also brought with us Steve Lamure over at Dominus Commercial. He is the owner of the company, and he's just got a great grasp on what's going on in the commercial real estate market. And it's so interesting to me because of how it relates to what's going on in the residential market and some of the unique investment opportunities there. So, Steve's, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, good. Well, I want to get to you guys and the real experts, but before I do that, I have, because I know you guys know Gabe, and I know he is such a smart guy that I'm going to play a game with him, our favorite game on the show, Deal or No Deal.
Thanks, Howie.
Yeah, here we go. That's right. Here we go. See how I do that? I get that ready. Okay, are you ready to play?
I'm ready.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it. All right, here's the question. Gabe, Utility King Abshire, you like that?
I feel like I'm getting set up here, but go ahead.
Owns 11 financed properties, okay? Financed 11 properties. He is purchasing a new primary residence in La Jolla, because I know how you love La Jolla, using conventional financing. Now, 3 of the existing 11 properties are currently financed by Real Estate Mortgage Network, so one entity, us, let's say. The others are financed by some other institutions, okay? Now, Gabe here only has 3 months of payments set aside after closing. So after he puts his down payments, all he's got in reserves is 3 months. He's living thin right now with all those properties. Is this a deal or no deal?
One clarification question.
Yes, go ahead.
Is it 3 months of reserve for all 11 properties or just the one I'm purchasing?
You have 3 months set aside for just the property you're purchasing. 3 months period. 3 months of payments for the property you're purchasing. That's what you have set aside. So not a lot of cash left over.
No deal.
That's your answer? The answer is, it's a deal. Can you believe it?
Is it 2006?
No. So here's the deal. If the property being delivered to Fannie Mae is secured by your primary residence, so because it's your primary residence that you're buying now, it doesn't matter. That's the trick. So you think, so you're going to live in this property. So you have the normal restrictions. You don't have the extra 6-month restrictions that you would if it was an investment property.
Must be perfect credit and perfect debt to income.
Oh my God, yeah. So it doesn't qualify for you. No. It's everyone else. So yeah, that's the answer. So thank you for playing, Mr. Abshire. I appreciate you playing. Okay, Mr. Wingard.
Yes, sir.
I brought you here today because I know there's a need just to get better financial advice on what's going on in the marketplace. And I want to speak to a couple of things, some questions I've been getting from my listeners about what to do to maintain your wealth. But first, I want to talk about what typically happens. When does someone typically come to a financial advisor like you?
Usually people come to a financial advisor when they're going through some period of change. So, you think of people making 401k deposits, for example, making $1,000 a month or $500 or whatever the denomination is. Those are simple decisions, but when somebody starts transferring money, they retire, and now all of a sudden $1,000 a month is $1 million account.
Right.
Okay. So typically when people are going through change, buying out a business, inheritance, different things like that, life changes provoke people to want to get second opinions at least.
So that seems to me like a reactive play, right? It's like something happens and then I do something. Why should they come? Are there some proactive reasons that they should come to you before that happens?
Well, the reality is that most people don't plan. You've heard this statement that people put more time into planning their favorite vacation than they do their life savings. Okay, so the value that a financial advisor can add is holding somebody's feet to the fire of putting a plan in place and asking questions and helping people ask themselves questions they otherwise won't face.
So basically an accountability partner, if at the base level, is one of the reasons you should come, someone to keep you accountable for what you want to do and make sure you stay on track.
Yeah, by having somebody give you advice on a financial plan doesn't mean that you're not capable of, doing the various tasks of financial planning. Most people, even if they're capable of doing it, they don't follow through, or they don't follow through in all areas. Okay, we all have our own biases. We have time constraints. There's just various reasons why people aren't going to put together a comprehensive plan for themselves, or very few people are.
So because we're in a state where, like you said, people aren't planning, they haven't planned, there are a lot of retirees out there that actually have, and especially it was very smart listeners and people that have prepared and listened to this show, but a lot of things have changed. And so they're in a situation where maybe they are a little reactive, and there is a challenge of, what do I do now to make sure I maintain my wealth? What kind of problems have you noticed going on with maybe the retiree community right now, and what are some solutions that you can have for them?
Well, the interesting thing, you talk about retirees, whether all of us got shocked by 2008, right? And so some people still are scared of the market, or haven't implemented a plan, or haven't gotten back to a plan. So they're insecure about what their income plan is. They're taking inappropriate amounts of risk, or too much, too little. Okay, everybody thinks 2008 is going to happen again, which is very, very, very improbable. But they're letting that dictate what they're doing today.
Right, and so I think that though, even though it is improbable, there's definitely a possibility there, and we want to talk about, I think there's some ideas that people need to know how they can move in any type of environment, and that's what I want to get to Steve here in Lamure, the other Steve, here in a second. But right now here on Tuttle Talk, we're going to go to break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to both of the Steves. We've talked to Steve Wingard a little bit about what to do to maintain your wealth and some of the challenges out there. We're going to talk to Lamure about what's going on in the commercial market now, and are there some investment properties to build your wealth? So stay with us. Welcome back, Dallas. Thank you so much for joining us here on Tuttle Talk on the Real Estate Radio Network every Sunday, 3 p.m. We are here. You can call the hotline 214-736-9696, 214-736-9696. Today in studio, we have Steve Wingard at Nexus Advisors, LLC. He is a partner, financial advisor, and a certified family business specialist. We also have with us Steve Lamure over at Dominus Commercial. He's the owner there, and they're giving us some insight on what's going on in today's market. And like we try to do every week in different ways, give you different opportunities that are there for you to take advantage of. Mr. Lamure, thank you for being here, first of all.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Okay, so, we're talking to Wingard a little bit about how to maintain your wealth on very surface level stuff, and we want to give a little bit deeper dive there in the time that we have. But first, I want to ask you about ways to create some wealth, and one of those ways is being smart with commercial real estate. So what's going on in the commercial real estate world right now?
Well, right now in Dallas, the market's very hot. Uptown market is on fire. There's not a lot of space available. The legacy market up north is the same way. So we've got really good fundamentals and not not a ton of space left out there on the market. So rental rates are going up, concessions for tenants are coming down, and there's some good solid fundamentals right now in the market.
Are you seeing opportunities or taking opportunities to now go and just renovate old space? Is that really, you said there's not a lot of land left, right, in in the city areas, in the metro areas. So what are you doing? What are you doing as a commercial, as a company that is going to try to acquire those properties and help people get in them?
On the investment side, what we really look for is again, just the fundamentals. Back in 2007, you had large funds that put a ton of money into the market, and they really made their money a lot of times on the buy. So if they didn't spend that money, they weren't making any money, and so that pushed the cost of buildings up substantially, and they couldn't afford. The rental rates didn't substantiate the price that they paid. So in today's market, a similar thing is going on. You've got a lot of funds and a lot of money in the market chasing deals. So you really have to find those special kind of diamonds in the rough. You have to really dig hard and find a deal that is probably, and many times there's a little bit more risk associated with it, but you got to find the deal that you can turn over, that's off market, that everybody else in the market isn't chasing, and it's tough. It's difficult to find, but they're out there.
So some of my business owner friends, they're in a spot where their lease is about to come up, and they maybe want to change to another building. They wanted to do it a couple of years ago, but they just couldn't get out of their lease. So is it still a good time? Do they have any time left to get a good deal as far as they just want to move buildings and get some good tenant improvement dollars and get into a new space? I
would say it's not the best time. But it's not. It's also not the worst time. I mean, there's still a good deal of money out there for tenant improvements, and you can probably get a little bit of free rent and some concessions to move. But the market is getting tight. So for me and my company, I would sign a fairly longer term lease as long as you know where you want to be and the amount of space you need, because I see rates pushing for the foreseeable future for sure.
So if you're looking to move now, now is the time to move and look at that opportunity, and to do a longer term lease as well, because otherwise, if you wait, you're going to be paying a lot higher rates and a lot higher rent in the next couple of years.
Oh yeah, I mean, rates are going up by in some buildings they're going up 10% overnight. So wow. It's especially like the hot areas uptown and Legacy Market and such. Preston Center, same thing.
Yeah, and they were higher to begin with as far as their per square foot, so that's really going to be tight up there.
Right.
If you are a business owner and you're looking to make that shift, you can call us 214-736-9696 here on Tuttle Talk, and we'll get you in touch with Steve Lamure and look at finding a good space for you to rent out for your business. If you're looking to grow or just looking to change locations, also business owners, I know Mr. Wingard, one of the reasons I had him here is because that's a synergy that you guys have. And there's two different ways to look at it, but you're looking at business owners, you're looking at trying to help those people that have wealth, looking to grow wealth, different areas of that, and to help them be smart with those kind of bigger decisions that you have to make when you're running a company. And so if you have those decisions to make, we want to get you in touch with Steve Wingard as well. So give us a call there. Also with Steve, you're going to get which is really great to do in whatever situation you're in right now, free financial analysis or a second opinion session. Steve, what is that, a second opinion session?
Well, everybody, money is ubiquitous. We all use money. And the question that somebody may have is, should I have a financial advisor? Should I talk to you? And the reality is that just like any other business, every firm and people have their different characters and their different sweet spots. Okay. So one of the things that we try to do if we're talking to somebody is, are we a good fit for them? Are they a good fit for us? Okay. And then, it's my personal desire and goal that if somebody talks to me and is open to me about their life, that I am going to, if I'm not the person, I want to try to at least enhance them by pointing them in the right direction.
So, you talk about that. I know you do have a different view. You have more of a personal touch and just a deep understanding of financial markets and what's best for people. So talk about what else makes you different and Nexus different.
Well, it's interesting because you were asking Lamure about business owners, and we were talking before about just financial planning in general. Talk to the business owner crowd. Okay, business owners are people with more complex situations. By default, have a broader set of things to plan for. Okay, and most financial advisors, most wealth managers just focus on liquidity. They don't focus on comprehensive plans. Okay, so Nexus is a comprehensive, full-service financial planning and asset management practice. And so what we're doing really is offering family office services, to the above average wealth crowd, if you will, but that's below the family office level. So how do you get comprehensive services for somebody that has more comprehensive or complex needs? And what most wealth managers don't address it. So that's in a nutshell right there.
They're like peacocks, the business owners.
So many, because they have too many eyes like Gabe. I don't understand.
It all comes back to me.
It all comes back to Gabe.
The areas of planning are, most wealth managers are going to look at financial independence, education planning, investment planning, but the other issues, right? Businesses have issues inside of them. You got retirement plans in there that have ERISA rules. You have key people. You have business succession. Are the legal agreements coordinated between the personal life and the business life? Are you addressing creditor protection issues?
Gabe, listen up. You got to take notes here.
Estate transfer, So there's just a suite of issues that somebody that doesn't own a business doesn't have. Okay, so the way we're constructed is as a collaborative practice, kind of like a law firm or CPAs. None of us can do all these different issues or handle all these different issues ourselves, which is why we work as a team.
Yep, and it is very important that you do work as a team. Guys, we're out of time. Steve, one quick question for you. Do you think...
Which Steve?
Sorry, exactly. Steven Lamure, so still with Steve.
Sure.
Very quickly, 10 seconds. What do you see that... Because what happened, in 2007 and 2008, all this building happened, and then all of a sudden it was too much, it was a glut, and then nothing was rented, and we had vacancies. Do you see that happening again in the next couple of years?
I don't see it for a while. There's not enough land to build on, and construction costs are too high, so I don't see it for a while.
And hey, luckily we're in a great market. Everyone wants to come to Dallas, so we're in a great space. Yeah, it's a great place to be. You heard it, guys. Don't be afraid. Get in the market. Get active. Be out there. If you need some help with either some financial strategies in your life, whether you're a retiree or you're a business owner, you call us here. If you're trying to get into the commercial game and you want to, you're in the business game and you want to move properties or you want to upgrade, you got to call us. We'll get you connected with the professionals. 214-736-9696. 214-736-9696. You're listening to Tuttle Talk. I hope you've enjoyed this hour. Please tune in next week. We'll have some more great guests for you and more great topics. I'd like to thank all of our guests today. I'd like to thank Gabe and John as well, and Dan Bradford, our production director. That's it for today. This is Andy Tuttle for the Real Estate Radio Network. Thanks for listening to Tuttle Talk, where we're making financial intelligence a priority in the community. Have a great weekend.
You've been listening to Tuttle Talk on 660 AM The Answer. You can reach Andy at 214-736-9696. That's 214-736-9696. Or email him questions@andytuttle.com. Don't forget to become a fan of his show by going to facebook.com/Tuttle Talk. You can also catch previous shows by going to andytuttle.com.